So that was all for Korean things, and let's go to the States thing. First, think big. Big food, big t-shirts, big place. Yeah, the land is really big in these States, you know. Personally, I think they also price big, too, for bigger food.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, everything really is bigger in America, and I noticed it when I went back the first time. All the portions are bigger. It's because, like, it's, like, the demand. A lot of Americans are like, oh, if I'm gonna buy this, then I may as well have, like, a big portion. Because, yeah, it's priced higher. So that's why a lot of times, like, leftovers, we take it back, maybe. Or we eat it all. Depends. But, yeah, that's true.
And number two, to-go concept, eating on the run.
Oh, yeah. I think we have, like, we're always taking stuff to go, especially at the, like, we have, like, a crap ton of drive-thrus. That's, like, a thing. And a lot of places, like, if they get big enough, a lot of people, like, want a drive-thru version because we're always driving. Because in America, you have to drive everywhere. It's too big. Our public transit is, like, no. We don't have, like, we have, like, no public transportation, so a lot of people who are going to work, they want something quick, like coffee or a sandwich or something like that, and they'll eat and drink in the car as they're driving on their way to work or from...
3. Going out to eat or ordering takeout.
Yeah, so actually, like, this says in larger cities, you'll find restaurants, like, devoted to different cuisine from other countries, which I really do love that. America definitely has a lot of variety when it comes to that, more so in the cities, of course, because of the immigration thing. However, this also says that, like, it is... Some people rarely eat out, but it is not uncommon for Americans to eat out several times a week. I'm just saying, and I know things have gone up in America since I've been there, thanks inflation. I was always totally flabbergasted by people that would order takeout and or go out to eat multiple times a week. That is, like, the amount of money that those people are spending, please make no mistake, is astronomical. It's expensive as fuck to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're getting the money from.
I also agree with that, because when you go out and it will be like 20% or 40% higher than you think, because there are taxes, there are tips you have to pay, and it will cost you really a lot. So going out all the time, that seems really weird to me too. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you see that, I'm like, where's that money coming from, though?
Next, sports.
Yeah, America's freaking crazy about sports. Like, I mean, we're obsessed with sports from the time we're in elementary school. Like, our high schools, middle schools, all of them have dedicated basketball teams and football teams. It's a whole culture. We get really hyped about it. A lot of people want to be, like, sports stars. So a lot of, like, kids starting from, like, middle school will get in, or even elementary school will get into a sport. And if they play on the team, especially when you get into high school, a lot of college scouts will go to those games and, like, watch them. And if you're really, really good, like, you'll get a full ride scholarship at a university and to play for them. It's like it's a huge part of our economy, to be completely honest with you. That's why, like, with football, it's such, like, a big thing. And they make good money, but football is only popular in America.
That also means that even if football is just popular in the States and still goes on, which means that Americans are really crazy with football, and that's why football could be still popular worldwide. And I also want to talk about the sports in the normal communities. Like, unlike Korea, a lot of state students and state people just go out and enjoy sports with their fellows or someone who they don't know. That's really normal in these states, and they really love to work out and do a lot of sports. I'm really envy about that.
Next,
small talk.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? My mom is one of these people. So this says, while waiting at a bus stop, in line at a store, or in an elevator, don't be startled if a stranger says something to you like, did you watch the Super Bowl last night? What a game. Or, like, it's like, and small talk is supposed to be harmless, so, you know, but like people will just randomly talk to you 100%. And my mom is one of these people. If something is happening, like especially if like say you're in a grocery store and you're in line waiting for something and something happens, my mom will just talk about it like to the person in front of her. Like it's just like a thing. It's actually kind of something I miss a little bit. Being in Korea, people don't, I mean, because I'm a foreigner, people will talk to me sometimes because they'll be like, oh, where are you from? Like not always, but sometimes it happens. But this is a thing that I do miss from the States where, like, I miss somebody just, like, talking to me about something. You know? Like, having a social, friendly conversation with a stranger. I know that sometimes it's unwanted, and you can just be like, yeah, okay, like, if you're not in the mood. But since I'm a social person, I kind of miss that, to be honest.
Next, independence. This will be
100%.
Yeah. Well... The states came from the independence, so that makes sense.
Yeah, like this, for example, says, after 17 or 18 years, most Americans no longer live at home with their families. They also do their own shopping, laundry, cooking. Self-sufficiency is very highly valued in the U.S., so many Americans, like kids and teens, leave home for extended periods of time for summer camp or travel. This is 100% true, especially if you come from a household that is a little bit lower income. 1010%. I had a job as soon as I turned 16. That whole thing. Now less and less people are able to be completely independent at 17 or 18. Just financially, it's not the case anymore. So that is a little bit changed, but for the most part, yeah, like especially in like our early 20s at least, we're moved out. Either we move on campus at university or we like get roommates.
Yeah, that's true. States is way more independent than Korea. Like, you know, Korean government block teenagers getting their job unless they have some kind of certain situation. Like, until 18 you cannot get a job. Diversity, yeah, this will be true. I saw a lot of people in these states, like, well, I'm also Asian, so I watch myself every day, so there's a Asian in these states. There was at least 6 months, and there were, like, white and African Americans, Hispanics, and a lot of people there.
Yeah, that's true. Now, if you're in, like, some places are less diverse than others, especially if you go more into the countryside, yeah, that's mostly going to be majority white. So, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of diversity. Last one.
Speaking of.
Okay. So this says, in general and in the workplace, Americans are known for speaking up and generally going after what they want. You may be surprised to see Americans are not afraid to voice their ideas. While your supervisor is your superior and they should be treated with respect, it's okay not to hold back and ask a question if you have one. This is very true. Of course, there are people in the U.S. who, I mean, like, come on. And especially for people coming from different countries, yes, there are going to be people that don't speak their mind, that are more shy. But for the most part, this is absolutely true. And we're definitely a lot more casual with our superiors than in other countries, especially here in Korea. It's a little bit more vertical in that sense.
So if you work in a Korea and when you're in a lower level and when you say B instead of A, which your boss ordered, and boss will fire you. That's what will happen in Korea. So
yeah, that is something that I do appreciate about States culture. I mean, don't get me wrong, there might be certain situations where that may not be the case. It may be more up and down. But for the most part, especially with the younger generation, we're pretty vertical, not afraid to challenge our superiors. We'll do it in a kind way and in a respectful way.
Yeah.
But it's still really good. And I think that that's good. That helps people grow. So yeah, that's it. I would say those have been pretty accurate.
Yeah, they were pretty accurate, I guess, too. It was written in somewhat weird way, I guess. That's what I was trying to say. Well, articles were nice, but like, maybe we should find other things later. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe not.
That'll be fun. No, we should. It'll be fun. I'll look up something.
Okay, guys. This is all for this week, and we're gonna see you next week. Woo!